Yes, now. There's Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV, signing in. We just listened to a record entitled The Magnolia Electric Co. Probably an abbreviation for company. If that was the right use of the word abbreviation, please correct me if I'm wrong. It was put out by an artist or artists known as Songs Ohia. Alright? Now, there was a fella in particular who was, given some degree of praise as the main writer, per se. One whom I should put some respect on their name, but I've completely... Actually, let's see if it's credited. One moment. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Jason Molina. So, quite a cult figure. Never come across this Jason before. Never come across any of his work before. But we've got hundreds of thousands of views on these recordings. And after listening to the recordings, it's still like a very bold contrast to the popularity of this music. Because it's not like high-produced pop song bonanza. They're, quite slow and subtle and artistic in their own way. Singer-songwriter numbers. As I said, not in a pop song, don't bore us, get to the chorus, Taylor Swift kind of way, but in a more mature... Not say that she isn't mature and that style writing isn't mature, because it is in its own way, but this is more in its from A to B, take you in a journey, take you through a development and a upwards tangent to the end of the song. Depth and soundscape, as opposed to structured by numbers, let's hope to write a hit song. 8 tracks on the record. Don't outstay its welcome whatsoever. Couple of long ones. It's bookended by a couple of 7-minute numbers, and then between, we go from more or less 4 minutes to about 6 minutes. Casually getting longer song by song as we go through the record. I like his voice. Guy's got a great voice. There's a couple of backing vocals on this track. There's a great texture and there's a great development on these songs without it sounding like overkill. There's a great duality, and when I say that, I mean it's minimalistic and it's calm and it's relatively barren and, with all due respect, quite plain, because the instrumentals are serving purpose, and that's to just sort of establish the canvas for the painting that is to be done for the vocal line, yeah? But on the contrary to such minimalistic, open chord based simplicity, there is a depth of instrumental. Couple of guitars, bass line, couple of backing vocals, piano, slide guitar. And the utilization of bringing them in and then taking them out is really professionally done on this record. The drummer in particular has just got a fantastic way of quite simply, and I never say this, right? You should think it comes as a given. The drummer has got a great way of changing the cymbals. The drummer's got a great way of just changing what he hits. Without all these arty-farty drum fills, without all of these rhythms, just keep it moving, keep it driving, just change the cymbal. Does it well, does it frequently, establishes change when an instrument may come in or out, or when we've had 8 bars or so on and so forth. I think with me saying that, I acknowledge that a lot of the movement in this music is down to the drummer. And I put some respect on that. The drum production is great, it's organic. Overall, the sound is organic and very clean, but not over-polished, not over-produced whatsoever. The artwork you see before you represents the sound. It's not over-polished, it's not over-produced, it's organic, And it's got some degree of artistic merit. Lyrically speaking, very good. I'm not a lyrical sort of guy, but in this act, you are going to miss out on 80% of the substance if you don't pay attention to the lyrical content. You know, melodically speaking, we're not all over the shop, but we are going into some degree of depth, line by line by line. And it's appreciated, really good. I thought this was a good record. I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. And on that note, I'm signing out. One love.